that marriage is no longer a safe haven for so many people because of the lack of understanding. And because of this, we have so many cases of marital turbulence, many cases of separation, and in addition we have what they call baby mamas and baby daddies. And you find out that, wait, this is becoming upcoming, and what do we do about it? And that's why we are being on the campaign that you can always restore the joy of God in our homes, in our relationship. A survey was conducted. It was found out in the US that almost 50% of all marriages in the United States will end up in divorce or separation, as a survey conducted in 2018. And it's also discovered that the researchers estimate that 41% of all forced marriage in the US will end up in divorce. They also discovered that 60% of second marriages in the US will end up in divorce. So discovered that 73% of the third marriages end up in divorce in the United States of America. Now it shows the sequence. The rate of divorce we have outside Nigeria, outside Africa is very, very high. However, though in Nigeria we don't so much encourage divorce, you know why? Because divorce rate is very, very high. The cost of divorce is very, very high. That's why most people don't go for divorce in Nigeria. And because it takes a longer time. Maybe you don't know. To engage a lawyer, the processing for divorce in Nigeria will cost you nothing less than 500,000 minimum. It can be less than that. In fact, the lawyer will be very reasonable with you to take that amount because of the processes. And the proceedings can go on for about nothing less than 6 to 12 months. And because of our legal system, most people don't engage in divorce. What they now do is separation. And it also reflects on the church. Am I communicating something? Praise the Lord. You know, statistics don't lie. And whatever we give, we find out we do a thorough research before we give it. And that shows that something is ethically wrong. Something is missing somewhere. And that's why we are having this discussion this morning. How can we overcome the disappointment in relationship? Whether you are married or you are yet to be married, or you are single, or you are a teenager, one day we trust God, you're going to get married, you are not yet married, but you need to understand things. Because at times, I read the book once that said, what you do not know may be killing you. What you don't know may be killing you. So what are the steps you need to take as a person? If you are married, good. But if you are not married, maybe not yet married, better. The first thing I wrote here is that you must discover yourself. Somebody say discover yourself. That's the bedrock. Who are you? Before that people in relationship without know who they are. Who are you? Who are you really? You must discover yourself. Discover who you are. You need to know yourself emotionally. You need to know yourself physically. You need to know yourself psychologically. Listen, you have strengths and weaknesses. You have behavioral traits that are only known to you. Inability to discover your real self is laying a foundation for disappointment in relationship. You must know yourself, for Christ's sake. Who are you? It's a big question. You know, listen, relationship is more than, oh, I saw her, I love her. It's more than that. It's more than that. You must know who you are. Imagine somebody who is not only born again and wants a saint. I mean, you are just deceiving yourself. Who are you? You see, the real person is not the one that presented unto the public. The real you is the one inside. The real you inside. And that's the problem. When you now get married, you now see the real person. When you get old, problem now started. Because the real man now begins to manifest. I'm not see people who are pretending to get married. Marriage of pretense. I'm sorry to say there's so much marriage of pretense in the church today. And let me tell you, in the church today is where we have the major pretenders. Pretenders. No, you can wear our suit, our agbada to church and say, hi, everything is holy. That's not the real you. Praise the Lord. You must understand yourself. Who are you? What do you represent? And you must understand, why are you in this relationship? Teenagers, listen to me. For every friendship you are into, you must ask yourself the question, why am I in this friendship? I mean, learn to ask questions. Let me ask questions and begin to understand why. Why am I doing what I'm doing? It is very, very easy for you to retrace yourself when you miss your steps. Why are you in this relationship? My experience as a single and married coach for over the years exposed these shortcomings. Most persons never discovered who they are or what they represent. And I began to think about this young man called Amnon in the Bible, the first son of David. I asked the question, could Amnon really believe that he could rape his half-sister maybe 2 years earlier? Did he ever imagine he could rape his half-sister? The first son, the heir apparent of the house of David, the first son. But what happened? There are some things about Amnon that he never see as important. He could not dig deeper. And that's why the problem we have today, people don't ask questions. Amnon ended up committing rape. He raped his half-sister. But the question now is, who is Amnon? Did you ever believe you could do this before? And that's some of the mysteries we need to understand. You must know who you are. How far can you go? You must understand you have a weakness. Let me tell you, you have a weakness. Let me tell you, you have a weakness. And what the devil usually do is to penetrate us through our weaknesses. No matter how strong you are, you have a weakness. And this is what you get to understand about yourself. The devil will use your weakness against you. Your spouse or your friend will also use your weakness against you. You have to understand that. What are your weaknesses? Listen, if you have a problem, you don't feel comfortable in the midst of opposite sex, as a young person, as a teenager, then why are you going out? You know yourself. There's a weakness that's in you. There's not known to another person, but it's in you. And devil has always used that weakness against you. And if you don't overcome that weakness, then that weakness will overcome you. Praise the Lord. Praise the Lord. Look at David. Let me ask you a question. Does David love women? Pastor, David, does he love women? Are you sure? He loves women. Is that a weakness or a strength? Weakness. And as the devil want to trap him now, devil now began to show him a naked woman bathing. Praise the Lord. And devil will always use our weaknesses against us. must ask yourself the question, what are my weaknesses? The area you discover that the better for you. Some people that weakness is anger. Any small thing. Some people is not forgiveness, can never forgive anybody. It's a weakness, a terrible one. They don't forget things. They can't forgive things. You must discover your weaknesses so that the devil will not use it against you. Discover your limits. How far can you go? Everyone has a limit. What's your limit? What is your limit? What is the limit of your resistance to pressure, to naggings, lack? How far can you go? You must understand that. How far can you go? You know, Samson always felt that he's a Superman. Samson fell because he was overconfident. That was what killed him. They warned him and said, what does Lord do you mean? I've handled that woman, I've handled that one. This one is too small. Because he's not supposed to reveal the source of his strength. But eventually he fell. How far can you go? These are the things you want to put down and discuss one-on-one with yourself. How far can you go in this relationship? How deep can you go? What are your limits? You must have what you call lower limits and upper limits. You must have boundaries. If you are not married, there must be boundaries. It's not your partner that will give you boundaries. It is you that will give yourself boundaries. Praise the Lord. You know, I keep asking the question, why will a young man just say, can you send me your nude picture? I mean, a young man, can you just send me your nude picture? Look, I want to see your boobs. I see young ladies, stupid, foolish young ladies, snapping themselves. You should have something wrong with you. What kind of love is that? Answer me. What kind of love is that? It's because you don't even know your limit. That's why anything goes. This a man can pretend so much to get anything from you. He can even swear upon his mother's face. So you yourself must discover your limits. How far can you go? Samson never gave himself a limit. That's why after so much pressure he fell. And he found out that people usually make mistakes when they're under pressure. You usually make mistakes when they are under pressure. What have I said so far? Discover what? Yourself. Under it, I said you must what? You have a what? A limit. And also discover what? Your limits. You must know your hates and likes. You can't like everyone, neither can you hate everyone. There are things you will detest in the opposite sex. There are people you cannot flow with, no matter their spirituality. We have a debate, a discussion one time. We call it guys and ladies should not marry. And we now found out in that discourse that even salvation is not sufficient criteria for me to say this one is good enough for me. What are we saying? You may be saved, you may be born again, and you may not be best partners. We debated this so long for so many hours and we come to a conclusion that wait, remember that somebody is born again, Holy Ghost fire filled, is sufficient. That person will make a success of any relationship. It's just part of the criteria. Praise the Lord. Praise the Lord. You must know your hates and your likes. You see, one of my daughters was sharing with me, and the Lord was sharing with me, and began to discuss. Say the husband, has not been meeting with her. He said we should begin to pray. And we prayed. At times people give pastors prayer points, whereas what you just need is just wisdom. Eventually one day, we were together, she was together with the husband on the bed, and the husband just shouted. He just stopped and just changed. He said, go and clean up. Go and clean up. And that does it. And it never occurred to her that what had been pushing off the husband is that she doesn't really take a bath before going to bed. As simple as that. Praise the Lord. There are people that their husband or wife, they never kissed together before. Why? You know why? Because of mouth odor. And you can't say themselves that it's your mouth. Go and remove this particular truth. It's not good. You see, these are the things that are so simple, but it's all that couples don't discuss. Don't discuss together. Praise the Lord. So there are things you like, there are things that attract you, there are things that disperse you that you can't even stand. It's part of who you are. And when a woman begins to do what you don't like, or what disperses you, or what turns you off, of course there will be a problem in that relationship. And when a man too begins to do what you don't like, there will be a problem in that relationship. Use your strength wisely. You have a strength. You have a strength. That's what keeps you going. That's what makes you special. Use your strength wisely. You must discover your weakness. You must discover your limits. You must know what you like and what you don't like. You must also discover your strength. Praise the Lord. Let me ask your neighbor, do you know who you are better now?